so good. Melt onto my lips the way a snowflake would. You look like you could taste so sweet. I wanna bite into you knowing you will poison me.
Hi, I'm Thuy Phan, and today we're going to make 5 spice chicken wings. Well, since we are making chicken wings, we're going to need, ta-da, wings. That's about 4 pounds of chicken wings, or about a tray. We're going to need some freshly ground black pepper. I finally upgraded to a mortar and pestle so we can get more pepper than the grinder that I have. We're going to need some garlic oil. This is something that I've made in the past already, but it adds a lot of extra depth to the marinade that we're going to make. We're going to need some freshly minced garlic and the namesake 5 spice powder. You can buy this in any Oriental grocery store, and it comes in a jar or a packet. Really inexpensive, but very, very tasty. We're gonna need some honey to sweeten it up. And finally, we're going to need some oyster sauce. For this dish, we're going to need a lot of freshly ground black pepper, so I'm going to do it by hand, really by hand, with a mortar and pestle. We're gonna need about a lot. It really depends on how much you want to spice it up. This is what boyfriends are for. Preferably ones with muscles, really big ones. This is a cheap way to do anger management. Okay, ready to go. Now we're going to make the marinade. That's the most important part of these chicken wings, because without it, it would taste like nothing. So we're going to add some salt, just about a little bit more than a little, half a tablespoon. And then we're going to add some black pepper, 2 hefty scoops, 2.5 if you're feeling spicy. We're going to add some of this oil, add some garlic oil, about a tablespoon, some fresh garlic, teaspoons, and then 5 spice powder, giant heaping spoons, roughly 3 spoons of 5 spice powder. I'm adding the honey. 1 tablespoon there, 2 tablespoons. You can use sugar, but I find that honey just has a nicer depth of flavor. And it's a natural sweetener. And give this a whirl. It's going to be a little pasty. Good stuff. Then we're going to add oyster sauce. That looks really good. Okay, that's what we're looking for, this type of consistency. So kind of a little bit syrupy, but thick and full of good stuff. For the chicken wings, to prepare them, you have to make sure you wash them out of the package, make sure they're really clean, and after you've given them at least a once or twice rinse, you're going to take the wings and you're going to cut slits in them so that the marinade can actually seep into the skin and actually really get into it. And I usually do slits at the joints, and then 1 more in between, and 1 over here. Then I flip them over. Just do 1 or 2 more so that your wing has some slits in there for the juices to seep into. Now that your chicken wings are all ready and cleaned and ready to go, we're going to add the marinade and then let it sit and marry overnight. gonna go in there and just start squeezing them in. Make sure you don't miss a spot. Well, you know these wings aren't going to be bland. They are going to be happy. So now that you have it marinated and together, you're going to let it sit overnight if possible. That's the best case scenario, but if you don't have that much time, give it at least 2 hours so that the chicken can really get the flavors of the 5 spice and the garlic and so forth. So now that the wings have had time to marinate, we are going to cook it in this convection oven. Not everybody has this. I had one of these growing up, so these have been around for a long time. And basically, the heat just circulates, so I find that the wings cook really well in this because it gets really crispy and the oil drips down. You can easily cook it in the oven for 350 degrees to 400 degrees until you see it getting brown and crispy. But I really like the way that it dries out the wings so it's not super oily. So we will just get started. First things first, I'm gonna spray some Pam on it so that it doesn't stick. It will stick a little bit, but this makes it a lot easier for me in the end when I have to clean it up. Okay, here we go.
You look like you would taste so good. Melt onto my lips the way a snowflake would. You look like
really good.
You could taste so sweet. I wanna bite into you knowing you will poison me.
There you go. The highest setting on this is 250 degrees, so we'll turn it on. Let it do its thing.
It's because I'm not allowed to have you. There's a warm sensation down my spine from head to toe. I'm shaking, taking it as cool as
Pretty good. Halfway through, we're gonna turn them over. By cooking them in the convection oven, it gets really crispy because you're getting rid of all the fat.
I wanna bite into you knowing you will poison me. Hush, hush.
That is a nice golden brown. That's the 5 spice chicken wings. You can really smell it. Bon appetit, or as we like to say it, my.
You look like you could taste so sweet. I wanna bite into you knowing you will poison me. Hush, hush.
What we are going to need?
Start over.
Chicken wings!
Do it again.
This is about 2 pounds of chicken wings. Let me double check that. This dish we're going to need a lot of freshly ground for this dish, how much you want to spice it up, but
Okay, you're gonna have to show me.
okay. Now that your chicken wings are cleaned and cut and ready to be marinated, we're going to take the marinade and totally marinate it. Okay.
And action.
That's the 5 spice chicken wings. You can really smell it. And bon appetit.
You look like you would taste so good. Melt onto my lips the way